Good morning to all of you that are tuning in, or evening, or whatever time in the world that you might be enjoying this yoga practice. It's just turned a beautiful autumn cool here on the Sunshine Coast, and it's got that lovely crisp feeling to it this morning. So I don't know whether the weather's already turned cool for you in your part of the world, or maybe you're in the Northern Hemisphere and it's just starting to move into beautiful summertime. In the words of, I don't know whether it's, I think it might have been Jim Morrison, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So let's have a good time this morning in this short, fluid yoga practice. I led a class recently out here on the deck where I was doing all this really nice shoulder freeing movement, and the tree loppers were going out the back, and I think I lost sound and I was a bit disappointed in the class. So I wanted to bring back some of these really nice sort of shoulder freeing movements in this practice this morning, as well as some nice spine and hip freeing as well, and just to create a really nice flow for you all. So here for a good time, not a long time. Let's get straight into practice this morning. If you want to come onto your hands and knees and stretch yourself out on your mat and just separate your knees a little, about hip distance apart, and your fingers spread wide with your hands under your shoulders. We'll start with some easy arm circling with your right arm. Just simply take your right arm back and do this slowly. Just feel all the little movements of your shoulder joint as you reach that right arm up into the air. Bring it forward, slowly place it down onto your mat. And then with that same right arm, bring it forward and sweep it up. Just let the shoulder blade move in its socket. Let it turn around, feel it stretch your back and shoulders a little bit. Do that again one time with that same right arm, just letting it turn around, go back, down onto the floor, up. Nice. And when you've done 2 rounds of that, just find your own pace here and work with the left arm going back. And you can just start to sort of claim that nice easy rhythm of your yogic breathing, steady and full. Feel the breath coming into the nostrils, down into the belly. And maybe the breath synchronizes with the movement, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just an awareness of breath and movement and letting your body just start to wake up, shoulders, hips and spine a little bit here. As you've done those 2 movements on each side, sit back onto the heels whenever you're ready here. Slide the fingers back next to the feet and lift yourself up into a camel pose back bend, drawing the shoulders just toward the spine and lifting up. Some people like to gently kick the shins into the floor here and hug the legs in toward each other. Just give you that little more lift. Look up for a breath. And let's just say hello to your body this morning. The greeting of namaste. I see the possibilities within myself and with all of you watching here today. Let's enjoy moving with possibilities, ease and grace. Take that right arm back again now. Same movement, but a little different. And then as it comes forward, bring it way forward, out in front of you. And then just lean down with your chest and make a little back bend like a cobra in the spine. Tilt the sitting bones up and just let your heart melt. Enjoy a breath, feeding that energy into all the tight corridors in your body. And then just kind of slide yourself in and back. Take your left hand behind you, and with that right arm you were stretching, let it go back into a 1-arm camel back bend. Hips up, arm back. Enjoy a breath. Stretch the chest to the sky. Really nice. And then slowly come back down. And we'll just repeat that on the other side as a bit of a loosening warm-up. Take your left arm back behind you. Let it move and allow the shoulder just to floss on the back. Move where it wants to. And then bring that left arm further out in front of you so you can just melt down into the chest. Make a little cobra back bend in the spine and melt the heart. Enjoy a breath. Smile into a breath. Appreciate your body here this morning. Just starting to wake up. Feel good. Feel magical on the inside. Slide yourself in now. Right hand comes behind and that same left arm moves up and back into a 1-armed camel. Nice. And then go ahead and just sit yourself down onto the heels. bring the hands in together at Namaste. We'll do this little shoulder movement that we'll bring into class. This was some of the actions I was doing in that other practice. As I said, take your arms out to the side. And then I want you to spin the palms up and take the fronts of the armpits, sort of roll them back so you feel the shoulder blade just kind of squeeze onto the back a little bit. It's just a really open, liberated posture. Makes you feel good just to hold it. So lift the chest, look up for a moment, take a breath in. Think of something you got to feel good about right now. Nice. And then do the opposite with the arms. Spin them around just this way for a moment so the shoulders come forward, shoulder blades go out. And then bring the palms like this out in front of you and lift them up into the air. Stretch. Let the elbows squeeze in around the ears and open your spine with a searching breath. Let's take this little bit of early openness you've created into downward facing dog as you go ahead and stretch backwards. Think space for a moment. Think space in the fingers. Spread your fingers. Bend the elbows, maybe just a little so the shoulders unlock. I don't know if you could dangle your head a little bit more, say yes. And what's it like to maybe lightly unlock the knees and just make a little space in the backs of the legs? And perhaps you could just visualize all the discs in your spine, all 33 little vertebrae in the spine, getting a little longer as you press your hands forward and your hips back. And then it really depends if you're feeling a little curious and adventurous this morning. Do that same arm movement in down dog. Take your right arm back and balance here a little as you circle that right arm up and around. Place it onto the mat. And then bring it forward. Same right arm, bring it forward and do a circle back the other way. And just allow yourself the freedom to explore movement and balance, creativity. Left arm goes back. And then when you're ready, left arm comes forward and just let the shoulder blade move freely on the back. Not thinking, just moving. Slowly, when the hand comes down, come forward to a plank pose position. And pause in plank pose. And those shoulders you've just been strengthening this morning, stretching, just strengthen them a little now by bending the elbows and just come down like a little. And see if you could hold it there for a count of 5, 4, maybe go a little lower, 3, 2, and then press yourself up and back to downward facing dog. All right, let's keep moving on. We're going to bring some strength and good feeling postures into some nice freeing shapes as well. Come back down onto the knees here. And just to release yourself for a moment, sit back onto the heels and move your arms over to the left just a little. But stay kind of up high so you could twist that right arm into the air. So kind of a modified child pose. And take a breath and reach up to the fingertips as though you're trying to get something that's just on the top shelf of the cupboard. You can't quite reach it. Now bring that arm under and across, but I don't want you to collapse into it. All I want you to do is bring the right arm under and then kind of press both arms into the floor. So you feel the shoulder joints just activate a little, and just hold that for 3, 2, and now as you take a breath in, kind of lift a little. And as you breathe out really slowly, just soften down and relax for a moment. Receive that easy stretch. Where is it for you? I know you can feel something in your body. Is it the back? Is it the shoulders? Just enjoy that. As you move now, take the right hand to the side and stretch out in the gate pose, extending from fingertips to heel. And take one really long, enjoyable breath right through the side of your body, waking up, good feeling. Wonderful. Bring the hand down onto the floor. Stretch back to downward facing dog again. I want you just to, as I often say, take little snapshots throughout your class. What being mindful is all about is just exactly that, being more full of awareness. What's the feeling tone of the body? What's the effect of these postures? What's the balancing, awakening sensation? Can you go into it? Can you enjoy it? Can you create space? Can you hold more of that positivity and openness? Why don't you go ahead and walk your hands backward toward the feet now. And roll yourself up to standing at the back of the mat as you circle the arms to the sky. Go ahead and place the hands down into the center of the chest. Drop the hips into chair pose. And just find a little edge here in your body. What I mean by an edge is just a place of maybe uncertainty. Do you want to go deeper? Do you not want to go deeper? Just that place that brings your mind firmly into the present. It's challenging you a little bit, makes your heart rate lift. And then kind of with that strength in your foundation, take your arms out to the side again. And go ahead and spin those palms way open. Bend the elbows a little so the shoulder blades hug onto the back. And maybe arch the chest up so you create a back bend, a liberating, good feeling shape. Look up for a breath. Then go ahead and spin the palms down and keep them turning around. Bring the palms forward, so sort of palms together inside out, lift up, up, up. Come up for a moment, straighten the body, little standing back bend, squeeze into the ears, reach tall, even smile a little into a breath. Feels good to move your body, yeah? Bring your hands around behind the back, interlace fingers, fold into a Uttanasana, forward stretch. And I'm going to invite you to spend about 30 seconds here now. Just mentally, physically, energetically entering the temple of your body, honoring your body. The breath is the spirit of life. Could you let it move and soar and pulse and flow? And everywhere you bring your mind into the body, wherever attention goes, energy flows. So feel the hamstrings and breathe there. Feel the space behind the backs of the eyes and allow your mind to just sink into silence for another breath. Nice. When you're ready, just waterfall the hands down and walk yourself forward to downward facing dog. We'll stay working on this right channel. Take your right leg up into the air when you're ready. Lift it up tall and just pause as you work to square the hips and extend through that back heel like you're pressing into a wall. And as you do that, really press your left hand forward into the mat like a diagonal. Enjoy a breath. Little tiger curl. Bring the knee all the way into the chest. Roll forward. Tuck the chin and then inhale, send the leg back and up to the sky. One more time, knee into the chest, curl, activate centered, lightly round the back. Inhale, send the leg up. And then all the way forward between the hands, the right leg is stepping. Circle the arms to the sky as you come into a high lunge warrior. And then hands down into the center of the chest. That same little arm flow here now. Take the arms out to the side, pause, spin the palms open and draw the shoulders onto the back as you find your edge in the hips sinking and earthing. Maybe a little press down of the front foot to activate the front hip. Look up for a breath, liberate your chest. As you breathe out, spin the palms forward, roll the shoulders and then bring the hands out in front like you've been doing and lift tall. Then if you can stay with this for another moment, hands around behind, interlace, humble warrior, bow forward, lift the arms. And from strength to softness, how quickly can you just drop into a state of receiving, of getting out of your own way, of allowing there to be a flow and effortlessness for one breath. Hands come all the way down to the floor. Now let's keep this flow going. Drop the back knee to the floor. And with this right leg, move it back behind you. You're on hands and knees. And go ahead and bend that right knee up into the air, almost like a little hook shape. Take that leg over to the left now and look over the left. Can you see the sole of your foot? And bring the sole of your foot closer to your forehead, a little squeeze, side body. Now take that knee around the right upper shoulder and squeeze it on like a paper clip And then look into your belly as you press into the hands. Then connect that with a breath. Inhale, hook the leg around, look at the foot. And exhale, bring the knee and clip it on the upper shoulder. Breathe in, send the leg around one more time. Clip it on, activate your belly. Hug in through the lower abdomen. Now take that right leg back behind and then sort of just nestle it into the front knee from behind and start to lean your way back. Now ladies, go ahead and enjoy this stretch. But as a teacher once said to me, men, there's enough suffering in the world already. So please adjust accordingly in this stretch. Don't do yourself an injury. But do allow yourself to melt somewhere that feels joyful. Maybe it's just a sense of that space under the elbows softening now. Or maybe something that's been on your mind is just like water down a stormwater drain. Or maybe the sweetness of this crisp early morning breath. Really nice. Come forward and out of it. Slowly, slowly. Undo your legs. Find a downward facing dog. And again, notice how that's all feeling. I know if I'm training my dog, I need to give it a little reward. So the little rewards in yoga practice are just these moments to acknowledge how much better you feel, left to right, the hips, the shoulders, feelingly, warmly, spontaneously. Find a breath. And when you're ready, go ahead and drop the knees back down. Sit back onto the heels and just walk your hands over to your right a little bit. We'll use this as a kind of release pose after those stronger postures. Take the left arm to the air and just pause for a second as you really reach out of the earth. Turning the chin, neck, shoulders with a breath, reach. And then that arm comes under, but remember you don't kind of collapse down straight away. I want you to press both of the arms into the floor, just kind of 10%, till you feel the muscles hug in around the shoulders. Actually let the shoulder capsule kind of squeeze back into itself. Now strengthening those shoulders, take a slow, enjoyable breath in. Like letting air out of a balloon, just exhale and melt a little bit, soften. Come out of it, take left hand out to the side, right leg extends, gate pose, and from heel to fingertips, enjoy waking up the side of your body. Maybe look up to something a little higher this morning. Fantastic. Bring the hand down onto the floor. Find a downward facing dog. Again, a little snapshot, a little insty pick. How's that all feeling? If someone was watching your body right now, where would they notice you sort of opening up, looking more expansive, full, bright? Maybe that inner glow starting to radiate as that next breath fills your cells. Second side of this little flow, walk your hands into the feet at the back of the mat. Reverse swan dive if you can this time. Strong spine all the way up to the sky. Extend. But in between, let's take Tadasana for a moment. Drop your hands by your side. And I wonder when those eyes will just want to close down away from the world for a moment. And as the eyes become heavy, your awareness can just drop down into the feet. And as you feel the feet, it means that all the busyness just falls from your brain. And you can merely be with this moment, now, just as it is. A beautiful, healthy, beating heart in your chest. As the breath slows and the sounds of the world around you just do their own thing, you can enjoy what it feels like just to be present, centered. In the middle of it all, take the arms to the air, enjoy a breath, reach tall. Come down, chair pose, drop down into that edge again, but maybe your edge this time a little deeper perhaps. So just explore what's it like to maybe even get the hips toward the line of the knees. Take the arms out to the side, spin the palms way open. Way open. Bend the elbows a little bit. Perhaps breathe into the chest, little cobra back bend. Look up, elevate your spirit. And then turn the hands down, spin the shoulders, that's it. Bring the hands forward and let that movement kind of track you up into a standing back bend, heart to the sky. Let the arms spill around behind the back of the body, interlace and fold, Uttanasana. And notice what it's like to bring an even weight to the feet so that you're not sitting in the heels or on the toes. What it might be like to lightly unlock the knees so there's just a softening through the backs of the legs. Now I'm sure there's more relaxation to be found in that upper neck area as the head just falls away onto the earth. And because the head is so relaxed, the arms can let go even further. And this makes you just enjoy that breath a little more for one round. Wonderful. Walk the hands down, out to downward facing dog, and we'll do the second side of this sequence, taking the left leg up into the air when you're ready. And pause for a moment, square the hips, extend out through the right arm, left heel. Wonderful. Hug the knee into the chest when you're ready. Little tiger curl, pause, don't hurry, savor the movement. On your next in-breath, send the leg to the sky. Exhale, savor every morsel, knee to chest. Look into your belly, hug in. Last time, leg up. All the way forward, stepping between the hands. High Lunge Warrior. Arms to the sky. And as they find their space in the middle of the chest, namaste to yourself, opening to possibilities. Hands spin out. Palms way open, shoulders onto the back. That's it. Take a breath, elevate your spirit. Turn the hands down, let the shoulders move on the back. Hands come forward, arms straight as they lift tall. Spin the hands around behind the back of the body. You've got this. Keep going a little further. Interlace hands, humble warrior, bow. And that beautiful energy, life-enriching breath. Where does it want to move in your body? Like a meandering river in the countryside or a wave on the shoreline. You could let the hands come to the floor. Drop the back knee all the way down. Take this left leg back behind you and bend the knee so it just hooks up a little. And then over to the right, you can look at the sole of the foot. And then explore between these two options. Knee comes around the left upper shoulder. Pause. Look into your belly. Feel your abdominal muscles engage. Inhale, leg goes out and look at the foot. Exhale, knee comes in. So this is a little spine freeing now, a little core activation, obviously. Knee comes in and around, hug it. Last time, bring the leg around, nest it in against the front knee, and then again, just explore. Maybe a dip down a little further, or maybe not so far. Really nice. Let's come out of that. Undo your legs. Find one more down dog in this little circuit here now and press yourself back. And from down dog, before we do anything further, come to a plank pose. And from plank pose, go ahead and lower yourself down onto your stomach. Locust, but I want you to just explore keeping the feet down on the floor and lift up with your arms out to the side, like wings. The wind beneath your wings, that's it. Channel that, lift up a little bit further. But then let those wings explore those movements you've been doing. So spin the palms forward and draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Some people get more when they bend the elbows a fraction, that's it. Now charge the legs, lift the kneecaps, press the feet down, scoop the lower belly. Nice, and then spin the hands down the other way. Bring them forward. I know this is a little tough, stay with it. Palms together, lift, lift, lift. Feel all your back muscles work for you now. Wonderful, bring the hands down, just a little out from the shoulders and tap your third eye to the floor. In your own good time, lifting through the back of the neck to a cobra, just explore this back bend. And let the shoulders maybe move on the back. Often they get fixated and stuck. Maybe move them up and around. Find some space in the heart. We're going to keep exploring this. One more moment here and see if you can make your cobra feel even better now. So come down. Take the right arm out to the side and roll into that right shoulder. But like you did earlier, actually press the right hand into the floor with a little bit of intensity. So you feel the muscles around the shoulder joint activate. And as you keep lightly pressing, just roll into the stretch. So kind of you activate and then you receive in equal measure. Awesome. Do the other side when you're ready. Over to the left. Lightly press the hand into the floor. It's enough just to activate. And within the effort, find an effortless release. A willingness to move into possibilities. Maybe that's what Namaste means in you today. I see the possibilities in myself, and I see them in others as well. May I lift them to their highest. Come down. Take the hands just that little wider again from the shoulders and come into one more cobra. And like those little Insta pics again, or if someone was watching your body, what would they notice has released now for you? What are those subtle points they'd see? That's how you do cobra. There's a softening. There's an elegance, there's a grace, there's an ease. I can see how easy they're breathing. Enjoy a breath. Awesome. Come on down when you're ready. And here, just tuck the toes, but come up to the knees. And as you walk backwards, come into a squat position, if you can, with the knees up, and just on your toes. If you don't want to do Bakasana crow pose, you could just do a squat for a moment. If you want to do a little arm balance, hands out in front, hug the knees in. Now some people just lift one foot and get their balance, others just easy to lift both. The trick is head down, bum up, a little rounding of the back, a scooping of the tail, and a willingness to not be perfect, but just to explore and smile and breathe. Wonderful. Come back down. And if you started in a squat or ended in a squat, bring the hands to the center of the chest. And then press in and up as you launch yourself to the back of the mat. And circle those arms down around to the middle of the chest. Let's keep moving here. Take the arms out again. But this time, bring the right elbow on top of the left. Bend the knees a little, and if you've got some okay balance, bring the right knee on top of the left. Hips and shoulders. We've done these movements already today in the hips, but now for the shoulders, find that sweet spot. You know, sometimes you put a key into a lock and you're not sure if it's the right key, and you're hoping it'll just find that groove and turn. And if it doesn't, it kind of jams and locks. But could you just find the right key now to release the shoulders? Keep the arms as they are and bring that right knee into the air. Send it back behind you into a sort of extended warrior. Find the balance between giving and receiving, pressing through the earth, rising up. You've got this. Bring the knee up into the chest. We're going to stay with this another moment. Take that leg all the way forward into a lunge warrior with the arms in Garuda. And just for a moment here, sink down into the hips. Lift the elbows to their highest. And where does that breath want to flow in a way that's like a greeting to possibilities? Let the eagle fly. Bring the arms up and around. Just stay with this. One more little sequence. But first, just bring the hands down to the floor. Catch your breath. And when you're ready, bring the hand out in front of you a little. Nice. The same leg that's back should be your left leg. Take the left arm forward and then take the right arm back. So you're in a balance and you're scissoring the arms. I think it was Winston Churchill that said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's the courage to keep on going that makes all the difference." So keep on going a little further. Step the leg out to the back of the mat. Keep the left arm up, right hand to the thigh. Bend the back knee and lean across your body into a side bend that will liberate the deep muscles in the hips and release the spine a little more. Stay with it. Just one breath. And finally into a twist, bring that hand down, other arm to the sky, reach on up. And what will undoubtedly feel really nice here, hand down, knee down, lean back into a runner's stretch position with your chest against the front thigh. It's the courage to keep going that makes all the difference. I don't know about you, I'm a master of getting excited about new things and starting projects. I know that over many years I've got a lot of unfinished projects, gathering dust in bookshelves and back corners of the house. And I learnt that there's a real joy in seeing things through. Come forward. Bring both hands to the inside and just continue to wind this little circuit down, maybe to the elbows. And I wonder just how much that head will let go when you just give it permission to dangle. Some people even touch the crown to the floor. And as the head becomes heavy, the jaw lets go and the back of the eyes just melt away. You might find that you're barely breathing in a moment of deep, immersive rest. And isn't that a wonderful feeling to grant yourself a healing calm, forged in the spirit of activity, finding your peacefulness, come out of it. Nice. Back to downward facing dog when you're ready. Stretch it out. A little insty pick, a little snapshot. How's the left and right sides of your hamstrings, hips, shoulders now? What's waking up? What do you notice needs balance? Let's give it that now. Walk your hands into the feet at the back of the mat. Reverse swan dive. Come up to the sky. Hands down to the center of the chest when you're ready. Expanded heart breath. Beautiful. Left elbow sits on top of right. Eagle arms. Bend the knees. Left knee comes on top of right. Start with your foundations. We're always in a hurry in life, aren't we, to move on to the next. What if you just accepted right now what needs to happen to bring stability? All four corners of the grounded foot, a trust in your body. And your arms like branches of the tree starting to blow, lifting in the breeze, exploring. It's the courage to see it through that makes all the difference. Take that left leg back into an extended warrior. Slowly, knee to chest, step that leg all the way forward. If you can keep your balance, high lunge. Just lift the back heel a little bit, press the front foot down, and as you find stability, explore openness, possibilities. How good do you want to feel? I think humans in some ways have forgotten how good it can feel to be in a body when we move well, breathe well, eat well, relate well. Hands come all the way down to the floor, and just for a moment pause, catch your breath. And when you're ready, see this through. Bring the hands a little further forward. Same arm as the leg, so it should be your right leg, right arm comes out. And then maybe your left arm goes back. Scissoring the arms. Extending the legs. Step the leg to the back of the mat. Right arm comes up. Hand to the thigh here. Bend the back knee and scoop the tail so you can get that side bend. And deepen it out as you reach to the fingertips. And that's it. There's always somewhere to activate, always somewhere to receive. Possibilities. You could do the same poses 1,000,000 times, and every moment matters. Right hand to the floor, left arm twist, just a counter pose. Explore something that's calling you from above. Be magnetized up. And then let gravity, like a ball, just coming down onto the earth. Hand down, knee down. Lift the front toes, straighten the front leg, and stretch. An easy movement to a low lunge, and could you bring both hands to the inside, and for many of us perhaps down to the elbows, as you once again explore heaviness in the head, jaw, eyes. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts. He was interviewing a guest. He was talking about flexibility and referencing some research that had come out recently. It says that stretching makes your body basically live longer when done well. Stretching makes your body age gracefully. Stretching makes you stay tall and open as gravity and the force of life wants to pull you down. So you just explore that sense of releasing all the little knots and binds of the life you've lived to this moment in the hips. And I know there's somewhere that wants to let go just a little further now in one last breath. That's wonderful. Walk your hands in. Go all the way back and kind of just come full circle to this point. Back into child pose. And just for 2 breaths. The exquisite connection with self. A moment of yoga. A unifying whole consciousness here in your body. Enjoying the moment as it is. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come on up. Spin yourself over and you can come around onto your back. We're not into relaxation just yet, but we'll do a few more postures on your back. So stretch on out. And with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, we'll begin with an easy bridge pose by just lifting the hips into the sky. I don't know about you, but maybe you can just sense little shifts that have changed from this practice already. What about the fronts of the thighs? Could they kind of lift and explore openness there? What about how you could lengthen your lower back by tilting your tailbone to the backs of the knees? And how you could lift and open the chest by pressing the elbows down a little bit more. Nice. Go ahead and lower your spine to the earth gracefully. And then draw the right knee into the chest. And as the knee comes in, lift the head up. Give that little leg a little stretch forward so you stretch the back and neck. And then bring the knee and head down for a moment to give it a release. And then we'll just add on a little here. So come on up again, but then take that leg to the air, right leg. Many people just hold the calf. If you can hold the foot, great, but actually the calf might be better, even the back of the hamstring. And then stage 2, go ahead and stretch out your left leg. Notice the body might start fighting you here, so find that sweet spot where you're not shaking the muscles, not fighting with yourself. Chest up. And then go ahead and just play with the dynamic of kind of moving toward yourself. We're going to do this stretch one more time. First time's kind of a little recce, a little inquiry mission. Bring the knee into the chest again. Take the left leg to 45. And then just switch them over. Knees together. Left leg in, right leg out. Right leg in, left leg out. Left in, right out. Right in, left out. Now let the left go down. Take the right up again. And this time, if it feels good, lower your head down. Lower the left heel down. And find that passive stretch. And as you feel the sensations of the stretch, you can also notice the breath beginning to slow. And every breath can take you deeper into a state of release and receptivity. And you can just go with it. As you hug that knee into the chest now, release. Bring it a little more to the armpit. And then go ahead and place the right foot on the left thigh, arms to the side. Kind of scoot your hips across to the right just a little, and then twist that knee to the left. If your neck's happy and healthy, you could look to the right and just kind of listen into the silence there now. You'd almost fall asleep after a twist, so just roll onto your back. Notice how good that feels in your body. As we wind down into the other side, and then a nice gentle relaxation to finish. Come into bridge pose to reset for the other side, hips up. Maybe notice little areas of imbalance between left and right, and how keen you are to balance that out now for yourself. One breath. Come on down when you're ready. Left knee to the chest. Lift the head. And then take that knee a little away from you and kind of press it into the hand so you get the neck stretch. And then as the knee comes back in again, straighten the leg up. Take the right leg out, if that works for you, and hover it above the floor. But in the first round here, you use your belly muscles to lift you up a little more. And the more you activate the front of the body, actually, the more you'll release the back of the body. It's just a principle of biomechanics. So more belly on, more chest up. And then release it first round. Knee to chest, right leg to 45. And then switch. And switch. Switch. Finish with the left leg in. Left leg up. And then head comes down. Right heel down. Namaste to yourself. I'm open to see the possibilities of where I can go in my body, my health, my state of mind. Knowing that if I want things to change for the better in my life, I need to change for the better now. A mindset shift. It's a perception, it's a belief. You've got more to give. There's more inside. There's more to you than you've ever seen before. Bring the knee to the chest and give it a little squeeze to the left armpit. Foot to right thigh, arms to the side. Last posture. Scoot the hips a little to the left and then twist over to the right when you're ready. When you are good and ready, why don't you just go ahead and stretch out for a few minutes of relaxation to finish this practice this morning. I don't know whether you want to close the eyes now or after you've taken that last final soothing breath. And when the eyes do close down, feel like you've just pulled the sheets over you in the middle of the night. Having awoken, it's time to drop back into a deep, soothing rest. And how easy you can find that rest now. As the back of the head softens against the floor. And this causes all the tension to pour away from the forehead. Like the eyebrows are sliding off your face. And as the jaw relaxes, and I mean really relaxes, more than you thought possible. And you can feel the front of the throat letting go. And as you relax the throat, it's possible for a person to feel the urge to swallow now. And as the shoulders melt and the fingers soften, your body wants to relax, and so you just open the door. Your body wants to heal, and so you just get out of your own way. As the back muscles switch off, like a dimmer switch turning down. The backs of the legs becoming heavier and heavier. And the more the back relaxes, makes the mind just dissolve away. Is there a peacefulness inside that calls to you now? Or maybe it's a quiet voice of love that just settles in the heart. And there's a teacher of mine used to say regularly that it's in stillness that we grow. And it's in silence that we heal. And out of this silence, this sacred gap, it's possible to allow a really positive feeling state to emerge, like a fragrance filling the air, of how you want to show up on this day. How do you want to be today? If you could choose right now a kind of frequency and emotion and energy you want to bring forward into the day, maybe a word for you. What is that for you today? I want to feel what? I want to be how? Maybe you say that word to yourself a few times. Maybe you take a few breaths and bring that word to life with passion and energy, realizing that you have the power to make these choices, to create your reality from the inside out. So why don't you wake up into a few breaths, a smile in your inner world, that frequency glowing bright as you start to move your body, and bring it all back with you to the surface of your being. Share it freely into the world today. Maybe roll to your side and come on up to a seated posture when you're ready to close this practice together. So thank you so much for sharing in this yoga journey here. I hope your body feels fantastic. Your shoulders, your spine, your hips, all singing a wonderful song in harmony together. Enjoy the rest of this day, whatever it looks like for you, and I'll see you on the mat again soon. If, as many of you have been commenting recently, you've been really enjoying these practices and some of the creative sequences we've been sharing, it's my absolute pleasure to let you know that for the first time ever, I'm running one of my most popular level 2 training courses, Creative Vinyasa Sequencing, at the end of May. And I've had heaps of people excitedly from all over Australia and other parts of the world wanting to join in because it's a fully online training. And for 3 days at the end of May, we'll be moving and practicing these creative Vinyasa masterclasses and just pulling apart sequencing principles and breaking off into small groups with the other yogis on the call and playing around with different sequences so that at the end of that 3 days, you'll just have like 10 years worth of really creative, fun, inspiring sequences to put together. So if you'd love to join me, we're going to have a great group doing that together. It's going to be a lot of fun at the end of May. Jump on beingyoga.com.au, check it out, shoot us a message, or you can just enroll online. Otherwise, we'll see you again really soon for some more fun, awesome, inspiring yoga. Namaste.